Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I am coming on here live to you tonight. Let me know when you hop on here so that I know that you're here, so that I know that you can see me. This is my commitment to going live for the next few days to talk about something that's really important to me and may or may not be important to you. So, if you identify as a high achiever, as somebody who wants to be successful and has had success in your life, who is maybe a perfectionist or has a lot of self judgment, put it that way, is critical of yourself, is critical of others, this video is going to be for you. If you don't know me, or if you're for friends and you're not really sure how or why we're friends, my name is Cami Kennedy and I'm a life coach for perfectionists and high achievers. And this video, I want to talk about the cost of doing nothing and that there's actually a cost associated with staying exactly where you are. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples within this video. And I'm going to give you a couple of things to think about, but I'll be here for about 10 or 15 minutes or so just to give you an idea. And the reason I wanted to hop on here today is because I have opened 3 spots in my one-on-one coaching. And I wanted to invite you. I've extended some invites to my private community, and they will definitely get those first. But I do have a few spots remaining for the public if you're interested in working with me one-on-one. So I want to talk about what that looks like, what those results can look like, and really what happens if you don't continue to move forward, if you just continue to stay where you are, where your life will be. And if you haven't watched my video yesterday, that's fine. I'll kind of start from here. I'll start fresh. So my experience with coaching, I've always been coaching people. For 8 years, I've been coaching, starting in the health and fitness space. And I've had my own amazing health transformations. I've been published in Oxygen Magazine, Muscle and Fitness, Hers, and I spent a lot of time focused on health, but not mental health. And I know a lot of people who are in that industry struggle with a lot of body dysmorphia, a lot of mental things going on. So that's what challenged me in 2018 to start addressing coaching from a holistic standpoint of let's identify mindset in the areas of health, wealth, and love, because those 3 areas, specifically self-love, are the ones that are going to allow us to progress and ultimately live a fulfilled life. Because I was that person 9 years ago who had 16% body fat, had an attractive person I was dating, had the job, had a degree in biology, like had all the things, lived in California, and I was miserable. I actually at one point was driving. I remember coming out of work. I worked night shift in a laboratory, and I was coming out of work and I was visualizing just like driving my car off the side of the road because it just didn't really matter to me anymore. Life didn't have a purpose anymore. And I remember being that person where I was doing all the quote unquote right things. I was following the rules. I was achieving the things, getting the high GPA, getting the right job, externally dating that right person who looked the right way, but I wasn't happy at all. And then I went to fitness because I thought that was going to make me happy, and it still didn't. And then I realized it's deeper than that. It's totally within, and it has to do first with our relationship with ourselves. So I like to think about me 11 years ago when I was in that job, when I was not wanting to wake up in the morning, and if I would have done nothing, what my life would look like now. And it makes me sad because I know that there are some people like that. And I've made significant investments in coaches over the past 5 years. I've been to Bali on retreats. I've invested in business coaches, life coaches, relationship coaches, trainings, seminars. I just went to Tony Robbins 2 weekends ago. And as a result of all of this, I just want to say a special announcement too, a public announcement, is that I'm publishing a book based on coaching, based on my life story that I've been through, based on the people that I've helped over the past 8 years. So all that to say, when I was laying in my bed 11 years ago, thinking that it would be okay if I didn't wake up, I didn't imagine myself here. I only started imagining myself here 5 years ago when I started with a coach, when I started to get clear and to take control over my life and to stop living my life for other people. Maybe you can relate. to stop playing that old hustle and rat race and working a job, and not to say that there's anything wrong with working a job, but when you're not fulfilled in what it is that you're doing, it affects everything else. So finding a way to fulfillment and creating the life that you desire in those areas of feeling vital and healthy, of having amazing connected relationships, of having the level of financial abundance that you desire. Those are the things that create this sense of happiness, but it all comes from within. So I am a results coach. I'm a success coach. I want you to get the result. But at the end of the day, my mission is to help you transform your mindset so that it transforms your life. And I want you to think about if nothing changes, and your life might be okay right now, but they do say that good is the enemy of great and excellent. Because if we can just stay at good, it's okay. Surviving, right? I don't know about you, but I don't want to live my life surviving. I want to thrive. And by changing ourselves, we can impact everyone in our immediate circle, our family, our friends, our job, the mission of what we do for work, the global community. We can give back more. We can create jobs for other people. We can create opportunities for others. We can do scholarships. We can save the earth. We can save animals. So the cost of not changing, even though it requires an investment, right, of money and time, of hiring a one-on coach to work with, anybody who's ever worked with me has never, ever, ever regretted the amount that they've paid to work with me. And I'll even tell you this. I have a coach who's told me to raise my prices. She feels I'm giving too much value for what I have my current prices set at. And in this time, I feel aligned to keep my prices as they are because of what's going on in the global community. It's not to say that they won't raise in the future. Probably when my book launches, I will raise those prices. But I wanted to let you know this actually from my heart, that I'm imagining you being like I was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, unfulfilled. You've done some really great things. You've achieved a lot of things, but there's some place where you're feeling stuck. There's some place where you're needing a breakthrough, and you're needing the accountability, the strategy, the mindset, probably some healing from your past, from past relationships, from past career experiences, job experiences, growing up, family. There's a lot of work to be done on the underneath, but the cost of not doing that is continuing to have the result, continuing to be unfulfilled, unhappy, and just not figuring out how to change it. So I wanted to just come on here. I want to share, I see some comments coming in, but I wanted to share, I wrote kind of a list of all the things that my clients and I have done together, just to give you an idea of who I work with, what type of person I work with, what kind of results you can expect to get, and what the process looks like, just so you can have a tangible. Because oftentimes people maybe have questions about what mindset coaching is, what life coaching is. But I also believe in this time, this year, we're becoming so aware of how relevant it is to have a strong mindset. And that doesn't mean that nothing bothers you. That doesn't mean you don't have emotions. It's the opposite. It's being able to process those emotions and allow and accept and have compassion for yourself as you allow those emotions. Christine says, girl, look at you, meow. Love those earrings. Thank you. Christine says, dang, my coach is amazing. Thank you, Christine. I love it. I love when she's here. Christine is part of my Powerhouse Academy as well, which is my group coaching program. And thank you for being here. So I want to list off a couple things to give you perspective of people I've worked with. So I've worked with CPAs, doctors, PhD students, people who have a full-time job and they also are doing a side hustle, bloggers. I've worked with other coaches, right? They're either a health coach or they're a life coach. They're wanting to start their business. I've worked with stay-at-home moms with a bunch of kids. I've worked with yoga teachers. I've worked with entrepreneurs. Like, it doesn't matter what your I worked with a member of the military. She's been in for 20 years. She just retired last year, or this year she's retiring. So it doesn't matter really where you come from, what your background is. It's more so what your mindset is moving forward. So I work with people who are high achievers. So that's somebody who you're like, I know I have this vision. I want to do something and I know I need a guidance. I need a coach in my corner. I need to be called out on my stuff. I need to have strategy systems in place. And, I get caught up a lot in my head. I have anxious thoughts a lot of the times. So I give you the tools and the systems to work through all of that. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I was coaching my PhD student and she wanted to work on health. But part of it was she was so anxious that we needed to do these anxiety practices so that she could really become grounded to do her schoolwork. Not only that, but to be able to thrive in her fitness routine and her wellness routine that was new to her. She moved to a new country. I mean, it was a lot. But what's beautiful is she ended up thriving there. She learned how to ride a bike as an adult, and I was coaching her around that you don't just get to wake up and when you're a kid, you don't just like get on the bike and it's easy the first time, right? I call it practicing your potential. You get on, you fall off, you get on again, you fall off. But without the help of a coach, the assistance, the partnership of a coach, the support, typically we skin our knee, we fall down, we fail. We go through this cycle of self-judgment, especially if you have any perfectionism tendencies. You're probably struggling with procrastination as well. So what happens is we try the thing, we fail, then we stop, and then we just settle for less than we are. And that's okay. There's going to be a huge part of the population in this world that will go to their grave with their dreams still inside of them. And that makes me sad. Like when I think of that, that's what motivates me to do what I do, to coach people to their highest potential, because I know the impact that it's going to make on the world, on their families' lives, on everyone in their lineage, and anybody that the path that they come across. So to think that someone was too afraid to say yes to themselves and invest in a coach, to think that someone was thinking they weren't good enough, that makes me really sad. So if that's a place that you're in and you're feeling this desire, this pull for something more, but there's also a fear inside of you, I want to have a conversation with you, simply a conversation to see where you're at, to see if we could be a good fit to work together. Or if not, I can send you to some other resources. But I'm going to tell you the best investments I've ever made have been in coaches. I mean, hands down, I would rather eat ramen and invest in a coach than anything else. And again, I'm saying that as a euphemism because that's not real. You don't have to give up the food that you eat in order to invest in a coach, because what typically happens, one of my clients, she's a doctor, amazing, worked 12-hour days, and she had a fitness goal. I worked with her. She turned 40. She did an amazing photo shoot, improved her relationship, had the smoking hot body, felt super confident. But the side effect of her fitness goal was she actually got a raise and a promotion at her work, because everything touches everything. So as you improve one area of your life, maybe you want to work on relationships, well, guess what? The money flows in when you start aligning with that, when you start to get everything in alignment. And again, it's not like you're going to be a level perfect in everything, but you are absolutely going to up level as a result of working together. 3 months time. Can you imagine where you could be right now? It's August, September, October, November. Can you imagine how different your life could be by taking consistent action, by allowing yourself to be challenged and pulled to your higher potential? A lot of times people, they'll push and they'll use willpower and they're pushing themselves each day. What I teach you how to do by partnering together through coaching is to be pulled by a vision of your future. The one that you are so connected to that you can visualize it, you can see it, you can feel it every single day. So even when it requires you to show up and do things that are scary, that are challenging, by you doing them, you're stepping into the identity of your future self. And by doing that, that calls in the desires that you want, the physical things, the physical manifestations, the health, the well-being, the vibrancy, the beautiful relationships, the money. And it's not about the money, but we know it is about the money, right? Money makes the world go round. So I'm not afraid to talk about money with you. And that's the thing. Most people won't talk about money. And guess what? You'll never heal those money wounds because you'll never talk about them. You'll never reveal them because it's not okay in society. It's very interesting how we can stay stuck as a result of what is culturally normal for us to talk about or not. And I've had so many breakthroughs through coaching in that way. My commitment to excellence and to being my potential is much more than me getting uncomfortable in conversation. And that's what I want to pass on to you as well. So a couple other things. Most of my clients, they didn't even come to me for losing weight, but most of them have dropped over 10 pounds, developed ways to cope with anxious thoughts, developed energy practices. One of them got 3 new clients already within coaching with me, making $90,000 business decisions, deciding how to invest their money. One of them launched a mentorship. One of them set up an interview with authors on her live video show. Another 3 of them ended up buying houses. So things come true. Things happen. Things happen in your reality when you invest in a coach. And I want you to consider, even journal it tonight. What will happen in the next 3 months if I continue to stay where I am? What will that cost me? And then what is the actual value on absolutely changing my life in the next 3 months? I'm looking forward to have a conversation with you. I know that. So reach out to me if any part of this has got you feeling compelled towards your future, because this is what excites me. This is what lights me up. To see you succeed and take the steps towards your potential is what I love doing. This is why I do what I do. It's amazing to think of where I was to where I am now as a result of coaching. And now, with working for clients for over 8 years, I've coached people from all different backgrounds, all different ethnicities. And guess what? The stories are usually the same. We mostly have the same limiting beliefs. So you're not alone. The things that you think are not crazy. You're not crazy. The childhood you had is not unfixable, and you're not broken. So let's just leave that right there. We're all human. We all have a psychology. We all have a mind and a heart and a soul. And we just haven't been traditionally taught how to manage our mind. So I will be able to give you all of those skills. We'll be able to build a beautiful relationship together, a coaching relationship that's going to call you to your higher level. So send me a message tonight. I have a few spots. They will just get filled first come, first serve. And I don't open a lot of spots. So that means once these are filled, it'll be another 3 months probably before I have another opening. But if you're watching this replay later, you could always hop into my Academy program as well. So shoot me a message. Let's connect. Have a good night. Bye.